All right, Brett, what do you have?
5.5 hours.
I said 7.
It's technically 6.8 hours. I put 7 in the prompter, but it's actually 6.8.
What was in the prompter?
It's 7, but it's not true. I rounded up just to make it easier. So I didn't think you'd get that close. You get exactly.
You thought, oh, no, there's no chance that someone would guess 7 over the answer of 6.8 in a game where you have to get closest without going over. You just didn't.
Boom.
We are so back. The last time Michael Knowles and Brett Cooper faced off, the episode was so hot, so controversial, that the moderators on a certain big tech platform were forced to eradicate the episode from public view entirely. The whole preposterously entertaining video. All due to a joke that Michael Knowles fired off in the last minute of that episode. However, Michael and Brett are back to settle the score, and this time we will cut out all the jokes. This is Face Off. Michael and Brett, the topic is relationships and dating. What have you done to prepare for this?
Well, I haven't really dated since like the Bush administration, so I'm not up to date. What I do want to know though, Ben, is what was the joke that got the last one banned? I bet it was funny.
I mean, it was hilarious. Clearly, it was so funny that they had to eradicate it from public view entirely.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think you should just bleep that entire sentence, and that can be, people can think that that's what it is.
Yeah, you just said that's going to get us banned this time.
You're going to make our editors work already, Michael, and it's been 1 minute.
Did you see, this is so off topic, do you see Blake Lively is now being recanceled because she used in an interview years ago?
Really?
Yeah.
What's
She's
the record?
So back.
What's the what's the record for the most times anyone said in a Daily Wire video?
You guys are already giving away some of these questions, bringing up topics like this. And since we had to redo that episode, the scoreboard is technically tied 0-0. So to ensure that this episode is fair and balanced, Brett Cooper's producer, Reagan, will be overseeing the scores and chiming in to make sure I don't give Michael any unfair advantages.
I was going to say, I'm just here to make sure that you don't cheat.
That's fair.
We don't really have to because Michael and I have worked together so long that we can finish each other's
sandwiches.
Oh my gosh. All right, you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, according to Match.com, what percent of men have been asked out by a woman? Also, what percent of these men say they were, quote, cool with it? So write down 2 percentages. We'll see who gets closer.
Is it closest without going over or just closest?
It's just closest.
It should be closest without going over because then there are 2 options. We'll talk about the rules next time.
Well, do y'all want to establish that now going forward? Because that is an option.
It should be closest without going over because otherwise, 2 people, if it's like 20 and it's 18 and 22, we'd tie.
We can let producer Reagan decide.
Whatever you want, Reagan.
I like that. Let's
All right.
Okay.
All right, close without going over. Let's do it. All right, Michael, what do you have?
I say 26% of guys have been asked out by a chick and 83% were cool with it.
Brett.
I said 15% have been asked out by women and 80% say that they're cool with it.
The correct answer is 65% of guys have been asked out by a woman, and of those, 91% said they were cool with it.
Let's go. So is that 2 points?
Michael.
Is that?
I think so.
Let's go.
Is that 2?
Yeah, I think you.
2 points.
Wow.
Wow.
I almost.
Honestly. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Ladies
I
first.
was going to say, that's actually impressive on behalf of women in a way, just because so many women are angry that men are not asking them out. So I would be more disappointed if they weren't actually taking any action to remedy the situation. So the fact that they are, I just did an episode about that where I was like, listen, if you're so upset and you're angry that men are not asking you out, you kind of have to do something, at least make the environment more hospitable to them and not make them terrified that they're going to be Me Too'd, or ask them out yourself. So this is actually very, very impressive.
It's a good point, especially in the Me Too era where if you say good morning to a woman, you could be thrown into prison.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to think, I almost said 100% of men would be cool with it. I guess sometimes it's unpleasant, but on the handful of occasions I've been asked out by a woman, even when I was not into it, it's kind of nice, flattering. I don't see why. Actually, it should be higher than 80% or whatever it was.
I don't think, have I ever, I invited a guy to a sorority date party.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the only time I've ever asked out a man, though.
There was one time I was invited to a sorority crush party, but the way they did it was the girls, I'm not even joking, the girls would invite 3 guys, which I thought was very weird and creepy.
It's like mini Bachelorette.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know. That one I don't think counts. But
No.
yours might count. If it was one guy, that might count.
I didn't realize we were going to be spilling so much tea on this episode. This is fantastic. We need a show just like the tea with Michael and Brett. All right, number 2. According to ranker.com, what is the best movie for date night? Now, I have a list of 5. You pick one, and whoever gets the closest to the top wins.
Date night like a married couple date night, or date night like it's your first date?
It just says date night movie, so it could be either one.
Okay.
Just any movie?
We'll see if it cracks top 5. All right.
Oh, so
And
we're
then-
just picking one out, and then you're gonna tell us if
Yeah,
it.
I'll see who gets closer to the top, or if you get close at all.
This is like picking from a Rolodex of millions of films.
Only one movie?
Only one movie. Pick one. I want to see what you would pick for your date night and see if it's it.
I'm going to be wrong, probably.
I know what you're going to guess, and
No, it's not that.
It's gonna be your one favorite movie.
Yeah, no, that is my personal favorite for a date night, but it's actually not the one I picked. Even though it's a great romantic comedy.
all right, what do you got, Brett?
Crazy Stupid Love.
All right, Michael.
I said Casablanca.
Wow, neither one of you guys got it. The correct answer is 10 Things I Hate About You. It's number 1.
Oh yes.
Yes, which could not be made today at all. The second one is actually a
No.
nice classic movie, The Princess Bride.
Okay.
Then The Notebook, 50 First Dates, Pretty Woman, and of course, Fauci Unmasked, which is a great 3-part series you can watch now on Daily Wire Plus.
That's real saucy, sexy content. There's no doubt about it.
I think I need to argue that mine is closest because it is a contemporary rom-com. And I will say my argument for Crazy Stupid Love, kind of like 10 Things I Hate About You, because 10 Things I Hate About You, it has stuff for guys in it. So a guy, if you're bringing him over or if you're going over to his house and you're watching a rom-com, you don't want it to be mushy, gushy. He's going to be kind of weirded out about it. Crazy Stupid Love, it has a little bit of raunchy, it has a little bit of edgy humor. You know, Steve Carell's kind of funny. Ryan Gosling's in it. Every man loves Ryan Gosling. So it has something for everyone, kind of like 10 Things I Hate About You, which I think can be enjoyed by both men and women.
Well, if this is the premise that we've established, then obviously the answer is Me, Myself, and Irene, which is a beautiful love story and has something for everyone.
Just mark out Casablanca. You're like, I'm back.
Yeah, let's go.
I don't think Reagan's giving either one of you guys the point, so we'll move on.
I have to advocate for Brett because she also had a movie that had Ryan Gosling, and The Notebook also had Ryan Gosling. So
And it's a rom-com.
But 10 Things I Hate About You did have Humphrey Bogart in it, I think. I'm pretty sure.
We will have our producers jump on that while we get to number 3. Of the online dating users in the United States, put these dating sites in order from the most users to the least, okay? There is Coffee Meets Bagel, Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, and Grindr.
Ugh.
Which one?
This
Put
is
them in
most
order.
likely to be frequented by Ben Davies, or this is most likely to be frequented by anyone?
These are the most users currently in the United States.
Okay.
Put them in order.
What's Coffee Meets Bagel sounds funny. That's a funny one.
I had to look that one up, not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I was like, is this real?
That's a Jewish one. Gefilte fish meets bagel.
10 seconds?
wow, you give him no time.
Ah! Ah!
Just trying to put the pressure on Brett.
My handwriting's getting progressively worse.
Wait, hold on. I'm listening. We're picking one, or we're writing down all 5?
You're listing.
Put these in order, and you'll get a point for each one you get right in the appropriate slot.
Oh, yikes. All right, wait, hold on. Say them again.
All right. Don't worry, we'll cut around all this. Don't worry.
No,
All
you
right.
keep it in. This is good content.
So, all right, wait, scroll down so I can see the top one. So
It's
the first
Tinder.
option, Tinder. It's Coffee Meets Bagel, Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, and Grindr. And you have to say Grindr with a smile. It's the funniest one.
Michael, did you ever use a dating app?
Well, my wife and I actually met on Grindr. But my parents met on Grindr too. So, okay. No, I happily, sweet little Lisa and I got back together like right before dating apps started. So I've never used a dating app, and I'm really glad because
Yes.
then it's there forever, right? Like
Yep.
your personal ad is on the internet for forever.
Yeah. I've talked about this a lot recently, but my first dating experience ever was online. And I think that's the case for the majority of my generation, which in my opinion is why we're so confused and so warped when it comes to dating, because we literally don't know how to date. Like my first dating experiences of like talking to guys were over Instagram DMs, we're on Tinder, we're on
Really?
Hinge. Yes.
It was never not like a guy in middle school,
No.
really?
Well,
Wow.
I had like a couple of guy friends that, had like a crush, but then I wasn't old enough to date, so I wasn't allowed to, whatever. But in terms of like actually being asked out and going on dates, it was Instagram DMs. And then when I got to college, my sorority, the moment that I joined, they were like, oh my gosh, you've never been on a dating app. You have to download Tinder right now. And that's where I was. So weird. So weird.
That is weird. Growing up in New York, I got my first girlfriend when I was 12, and she was an older woman. She was 13. And I kid you not, like now, I would think I wouldn't let my kids date at that age.
Yeah.
But in New York, liberal New York, I was kind of old, actually. That was, I was kind of late to the game. Okay, I have my answers,
All right,
though.
let's do it.
All right, as I list these off, just cross through it if you get it wrong, all right?
Okay.
Number 1, Bumble.
What?
Yep, Bumble.
Wow.
Number 2.
Okay, wait. I feel like that might have been changed because since their rebrand, they've had a massive fall off. Okay.
So wait, sorry, the prompter was too high. I gotta look up. Actually, it's Tinder number 1.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so Tinder, Bumble's 2, then Plenty of Fish, Grindr, Coffee Meets Bagel, and Hinge.
Okay, I thought there were only 5, and so I only listed 5, but I got 4 of the 5 right in order. I just didn't include Plenty of Fish.
Wow, that's
So
awesome.
like I guess, but I won't ask for that point. But I got 4 out of 5, and I never used one of those dating apps.
Excellent. I got Tinder, Grindr, and Coffee Meets Bagel.
3 points. That's pretty good.
How is Plenty of Fish number 3, number 2? That's wild.
Apparently,
I'm out of touch.
32% of all users that use dating apps have an account with Plenty of Fish.
That's crazy.
What about the other? Remember the really old school ones like
Match?
Match.com? There was another one.
Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle, yeah, J-Date.
What about Raya? Do you guys know about Raya, the exclusive dating app you have to be recommended to get on? And it used to be only for like celebrities and big influencers, but now they kind of just let anybody on if you get recommended.
Yeah.
So it'll be like when Tom Holland was still single, you'd swipe on Tom Holland, but then you might only have like 3,000 followers. But that's where you would go if you want to see the celebrity guys.
Whoa. Wow.
Oh, yeah. But they wouldn't be on this list because they're so exclusive, Michael.
Nah, it checks out. Right now, go to expressvpn.com/Michael letter Y letter T. Did you know that your activity online can be visible to your employer, your school, and your ISP? Even if you're in the incognito window and you think you're being really clever. Without ExpressVPN, every site you visit can be logged by the administrator of that network. Your home internet provider can also see and record your browsing data. They are legally allowed to sell those data to advertisers. That is why I never browse without ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN encrypts all of your network data and reroutes them through a secure network. That means your private online activity stays private. ExpressVPN works on all your devices and is so easy to use, even I can do it. You just open up the app, click a button, boom, you're connected. Your browsing activity is secure from prying eyes. It's like having a personal bodyguard for your data. Secure your online privacy today by going to expressvpn.com/Michael letter Y letter T, expressvpn.com/Michael letter Y letter T. You can get an extra 3 months free. expressvpn.com/Michael letter Y letter T.
Here's one that's not very exclusive. What % of Tinder users are men? See who gets the closest without going over.
Okay.
All right, closest without going over. Michael, what do you have?
I say 66%.
6. Brett?
69%, just for the joke.
Nice.
It's 75%.
75. Whoa,
I almost
man.
did 73. Damn it, I wanted to make the joke.
I almost did 420%, but Brett wins anyway. Wow, 75? Man, that's brutal for the fellas out there, huh?
It is.
What was
And
Reagan's
the-
guess?
What was
No,
your guess?
I saw Brett write the 7, and I wanted to signal to her to keep writing. I didn't have a guess. I'm looking at the answers.
Nice.
Oh, that's honest. I like
The
that.
thing is, though, with Tinder and with all of these dating apps, you have a higher percentage of men. Men swipe more frequently. There's fewer women, and then they don't swipe on anybody. It's a recipe for disaster.
That is.
Okay.
Oof.
Have you heard of the power swipe, Brett?
No, wait, is that on Tinder one of their new premium things where you get, like, with your $500 a year subscription or whatever craziness is?
I'm not sure which app this is, but I was on a flight with a friend. We were landing in a new city, and he was just doing this on his phone. We're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm power swiping. And then as soon as we got to the gate, he had 50 dates lined up. He just swiped on like
insane.
500 women. And he could just like pick whoever he went to dinner with that
That
night.
man's like top 1% on Hinge.
Yeah.
I'll just say that.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. What % of stay-at-home parents are men? This is according to the Census Bureau statistics in 2022. What percent of stay-at-home parents are men? All right, what do you have?
I said 5%.
36%.
No.
Oh, that was smooth, Michael. It was 18%.
Let's go.
Closest without going over.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually didn't just do it for that, though. I'm actually pretty shocked by 18%. I would have guessed maybe be like 7 or 8, so I wanted to go a little lower.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, man, that's wild. 18%. 1 in 5 stay-at-home parents is I guess it makes sense in kind of modern
It's so funny. I'm
society.
like relieved by that. I genuinely thought it was more. I'm like, oh, thank God.
You're closer to Gen Z, so you kind of see the horrors up close. I'm a little more removed. Yeah.
All right, number 6. What percentage of people have not gone on a date because of inflation? This is what they claim the reason they're avoiding the date is. This is all thanks to Bidenomics, not to make it all political, but times are hard out there for these single guys.
What percentage of Gen Z has not gone on a date, or of anyone?
It was people polled, have you avoided a date because of inflation, because the cost of dates have gone up.
People are doing that in South Korea, which is why the South Korean government is now giving a stipend for young people so that they have to take people out on dates,
It's great.
which is very funny. They're doing more than our government.
I love that. That's
Although we
great
don't
family
have we
policy.
don't have the money to give, so
Yeah.
if we're honest.
All right, Brett, Michael, what do you got?
29%.
29?
51.
It's actually 35%. So
Oh!
Brett,
Okay. All right. So people are still rich, is the thing. People are still, although who knows what the date could be.
Or they're
coffee or
just
something.
swiping their credit cards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, credit card debt is also very high. That's interesting.
Hand in hand.
Yeah.
well, what's the current score, Reagan?
Right now, we're at 7 for Michael and 5 for Brett.
Oh, I got to work on that.
Typing up.
Okay, it's pretty close though. It's striking distance.
It is. All right, what percent of online dating users say they are looking for commitment? So not just hooking up. And do you believe them?
I worry this might be hopeful.
I'm taking a hopeful stance.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
61.
70.
Guys, it is 74% of online daters say they're looking for commitment.
Ooh,
That's
That's
wow.
a good answer, but it's
That
bad
is-
for me. But it's good for society.
Wow. That is good to say.
It's good for society, so I won't be too upset about it. But yikes. 1 point game.
1 point game. All right, we could be tied after this one. According to Pew Research, what ethnic group is most likely to be a current or recent user of a dating app?
Is most likely?
Most likely to be a current or recent user of a dating app.
I feel like this to be I'm about to say a twit question. A
It's a
trick
twit question.
question.
Like percent-wise, this ethnic group gets on a lot of dating apps.
Hold on. You're saying they represent the largest number, the most likely number of people on the apps, or you're saying that as a proportion of the overall population of that group, they are more likely to be on the apps?
Proportion.
So like if there's one Micronesian in America and he's on a dating app, that would be the winner because it's 100% of the Micronesians.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh.
And this is the closest without going over, obviously.
I think this is going to be very racist.
I knew Brett was very, very racist. I've known this. No one knows this about Brett.
Yep.
She's deeply,
I think whether or not this is accurate, I just have to make the joke. So.
I'm going to say,
Gonna get us banned on YouTube again. We're doing so well, you know?
Oh, I just have to.
We're doing so well.
All right.
All right, what do you have, Brett?
Indian. Have you seen the men in my DMs?
wow. And you're saying dot, not feather. Dot. Okay.
What do you have?
I say Hispanic.
It's Hispanic.
Let's go.
Wow,
Let's
nice.
go. I almost said white, but then your clarification made me think Hispanic. Wow. Okay. Wow.
That's good, Michael.
Oh man, that's because I was just thinking, and again, not having ever done the apps, I was like, what? Because I feel many white people would be detached from it actually, and they're the greater percent of the population, so like you don't know, there might be more variability there. Man, okay, all right, let's go.
All right, on to my personal favorite question of the day. Number 9, which of these is not a real dating site, okay? The options are flatter.com for people who believe in a flat earth, vibecheck.com, which matches people by their energy, ghostsingles.com, a site where you can date the dead, Tallfriends.com, where you must be at least 6 feet or taller. Clowndating.com, a site for practicing clowns. And AshleyMadison.com, a site for married people who want to have a secret affair.
And then like every 3 years, that site gets hacked and all these cheaters get exposed. Okay, you said Flatter, Clown, the adultery one, Tall Guys.
The one on
I feel
chakras.
like the ghost
Chakras.
one, it's so absurd that it has to be real.
It could be real.
There's people marrying dolls now, so.
And themselves. And people marrying
True.
themselves.
I don't want to rush Michael's drawing, so I'll just wait. What do you have, Brett?
Tall Friends, because I feel like it should be a different name.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you have, Michael?
I said ghost singles.
Ah, like it's making it rain, like single dollar bills.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Y'all are both wrong. It is actually Vibe Check.
No.
Oh, I thought that one sounded totally real.
I know.
Thank you. I worked hard on that name. I think
Vibe
someone should
Check.
make it. I think
Yeah,
they would make
they
a lot of
should.
money.
But they're all a vibe check is the thing, right? Like really the whole point of the dating app is we're checking our vibes, man. So it's like actually it's too generic an idea. That's good. That's good. You fooled me.
All right, number 10. What is the average age of a woman who gets married, and what is the average age of a man who gets married? So give me two numbers. We'll see who gets closer without going over.
In America.
In America. So, all right. What do y'all have for women? Oh, wait, Michael's
Wait,
still right.
closest without going over.
Close without going over. All right, what do you have?
25 for women, 28 for men.
26 and 31.
Oh, looks like y'all each get a point. It is 27 for women and 29 for men.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually closer than I thought. I thought like the men would be higher too.
Yeah, there's all these like red pilly accounts that say that historically women would get married at age 7, and the men would be like 62 or whatever. But that's not outside of certain geographic areas. That's not true. It's actually much more common historically for the men and women to be pretty close in age.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11. What percent of women use height as a filter in apps when they're looking for a date? Or they could just go to tallfriends.com. But,
Yeah.
And what percent of women lie about this?
That's. And what percent of men lie about their height?
Whoa.
Ain't nobody 5'11", that's for sure. There's not one 5'11" guy in the country.
That is so true. I've never met a single guy in my entire life that said he's legit 5'11".
No one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready.
All right. What do you have?
It's at 64%. Did she go 69 again?
No, 94.
94.
94, wow.
Well, y'all are both just bigoted towards these poor short kings. It's 49% of women say they've used it as a filter. I know. There's no
Whoa.
way they're not lying
They're
on
lying.
that.
They're
That's
lying.
totally, that's obviously a lie. So neither of us get a point then.
No.
So, yeah, wow, okay.
They have to, because every woman
Yeah.
will just at least do their height. They will at least, like if you're 5'6", you'll do, I know at least you'll do that.
Unless you are
Lies.
the former president of France. Remember, he had that supermodel wife, and he was
Yes.
like 4'8" or something, But
True.
Carla Bruni.
All right. According to a study by Business Insider, what is the physical trait that most grabs a man's attention?
According to the men, or according to reality?
This is according to Business Insider, asking a bunch of dudes what grabs their attention first when they see a woman. What is the physical trait?
I'm going to be hopeful.
I don't know. Come on, I want to be like nice to the guys, but what would they say?
Was it a guy asking them the question? Because I feel like they would answer to a woman.
Very differently. Very differently.
It may be sexist of me because it's Business Insider. I assume that it's a man asking a man.
Probably.
Wow. But that's a lib publication.
Right. What do you have, Brett?
Eyes, face.
I too said face.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's adorable of you guys. It's actually waist to hip ratio, and ideally a 7-to-10 ratio has been found to be the most appealing for men.
I almost said hips.
Wow.
Because they wouldn't be they wouldn't be so overt as to say like the other feature that it obviously
Yep.
is. So, but
say
hips is
something
like
else.
right. You could say it's like childbearing hips or whatever. Okay.
You know what's unfortunate though is the Gen Z style these days is just so counter
Yeah.
to that, like women these days just wear, they dress for the female gaze instead of the male gaze. I was watching this video of this girl and she was like, I love going out knowing that men will hate my outfit.
Yeah.
And it's like this big baggy thing. So it's unfortunate for men looking for that waist to hip ratio.
You're talking about those Visco girls, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Michael.
I learned about that because I had,
That was
we
a
had
long
like a
time
babysitter.
ago.
That's a long time ago. I had a babysitter once.
2016.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a babysitter back in like, not my babysitter, but like for my kids. And she said something about Visco girl. And I was like, what's a Visco? I don't know what a Visco is.
It was a Tumblr girl, then it became a Visco girl, and now you use Tezza.
What's Tezza?
It's a photo editing app because Visco is a photo editing app. So you use Tezza instead. So you're like, I don't know, nobody calls themselves like a Tezza girl, but you're on Tezza.
My understanding of Visco girl is that it's a pretty girl who dresses intentionally ugly and like with baggy clothes and stuff. That's what I was told it was.
Visco, so it's a photo editing app and it's like kind of like a little bit hipster, but like preppy girl hipster. Like she's not actually like living out of a van. And they would wear like, Vans and ripped jeans, that kind of stuff. But they were still more feminine than most women are today.
That's unfortunate to hear that that's the state of things today.
Yeah.
It's rough out there, guys.
It's rough.
All right. What percent of people think it's socially acceptable to stalk a date online before meeting up? What percent think it's totally fine, somewhat required to stalk a date?
You say
before meeting
stalk,
up?
you mean like look up their social media profiles?
Yeah.
You don't mean like, like outside the bedroom window or something. Okay.
That's how Michael got sweet little Elisa.
That's how she got me. That's it, yeah.
All right. What do you have, Michael?
It's in 91.
91.
78. Oop, you can't see it.
It's 46. So, yeah, you
That's
guys are
so
really...
Hold on.
Yes, I got it. I got the point.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, no, I went over.
Yeah,
Never mind.
You went a little over. You're telling me that in online dating culture where you're just meeting up with a stranger
That's
who
wild.
might have a white van parked outside the coffee shop, you're saying most people think it's not acceptable to like look up the guy?
That's crazy.
That's insane.
I think they're talking about, not everyone is, I didn't say dating app. It was just like looking up someone before you're on a date. I think it's
But
people, a lot of people
still.
don't use dating apps and they meet in person. They're like, all right, my friend likes this person. I'm going to meet them for the first time. That kind
Well,
of thing.
still, like I met Alex and the first thing I did was look up his social media and then I realized all of it was private. So I went to his LinkedIn. I was like that desperate that I was like,
Yeah. LinkedIn is stalking is generally a good sign too, because it at least implies that the person has a job. It doesn't. It's not
true.
a guarantee, but it at least implies it.
hopeful.
Yeah.
All right, number 15. What color do men find the most attractive on a woman? You guys are really thinking about this. I feel like I stumped you with a color question.
Yeah. Question of color.
There.
It's unbelievable. Racism.
Michael, have you gotten your colors done?
I got my colors.
Have your colors done so that you know what colors best suit your complexion and your eye color?
I have
whole
not
thing.
formally. What do you think? What color looks good for me?
Well, I don't know. So I'm
Oh, come on,
I'm-
Brett. You know he's an autumn, obviously.
Is
Like,
that
you can
is
see
autumn
by
a
his
color?
tones. He's a very warm tone guy.
well, I would not like I always thought that I was an autumn because I have green eyes and dark brown hair, but I'm not.
Hmm.
Well, you have very fair skin.
So so I'm a winter. I'm the coldest winter that you can be, shockingly.
Wow.
So I don't know what I would say. Maybe I might even say summer.
I'm a summer. I think we all know that. I'm a summer.
Italian.
Yeah, a little Sicilian summer over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
The real question is Michael horizontal or vertical? Because that would determine a lot of the clothes he's going to wear.
On a date?
I think you're a vertical.
Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what about this? Are
Have you-
you a decaf or are you regular?
Oh, I'm a red eye, I think. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm a red eye with two zins on the side,
Yeah, which is why you need to, when you get married, you have to find your kind of, your opposite. So like more of a regular or a decaf. So if you're a decaf, you got to find your like double shot of espresso.
Ooh.
Yeah, we should go back to the question,
Is
I guess.
Elisa a
Yeah,
decaf?
you got to pick one color, guys. That's all you got to do. Also, Brett, you should do this test with your husband. Have him wear a crew cut, same exact shirt, put on a V-neck, and see which one looks better. He will look like a completely different person if you do this back to back. And
Okay.
one, he's a vertical or horizontal.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm a V-neck guy.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a V-neck. And
Might
I
be
think
why.
I would be very concerned if I did.
All right, what do you have?
I have red.
I too have red.
Red is correct.
Yay!
Red's obviously correct. Yeah.
You guys are back on the board.
That was a very simple question as far as I'm concerned.
All right, what's the score currently?
Michael has 10 and Brett has 8.
All right.
Still in striking distance.
Yeah.
It is.
Yikes.
Here we go. How much time do millennials spend on average swiping per week? Just
On dating apps or in general?
no, just walking around doing this for no. Yeah, dating apps.
On dating apps. Okay.
Do millennials on the average of millennials who use dating apps?
Michael, don't ruin this for me.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it's going to be a totally different number if it's the millennials who use dating apps versus like married millennials who are not on.
They're
the
not
Ashley Madison
on. Oh.
See what I mean? It would
Well,
tank
if
the
it's-
number.
Well, I think on Ashley Madison, I don't think you swipe.
I don't think
You know? Okay, all right. No,
think
but you know what I'm
it's,
saying? I mean, it would. So we're saying, like, if there's one millennial who spends his whole week doing it and the rest of them don't, then the number's 0.
Well, it would just. Well, no, it'd still
Even
average out a little bit, like right.
It would average out to statistically 0.
Well,
so it's like,
statistically, but I mean, we're not going to be 1 in a million different millennials not doing it. I mean,
so I'm not getting a straight answer here. These are totally different numbers. I've
Okay,
given.
let's say millennials who have dating apps.
Okay, all right.
How much time do they spend on them per week? All right, Brett, what do you have?
5.5 hours.
I said 7.
Oh.
Oh, actually, okay. I have to be fair because Reagan's also going to kill me if I don't. It's technically 6.8 hours. I put 7 in the prompter, but it's actually 6.8.
What was in
So
the prompter?
It's 7, but it's not true. I rounded up just to make it easier because I didn't think you'd get that close. But it's 6.8. It is 6.8.
Hold on. You didn't think there was a chance.
I think you get
You
exactly.
thought, oh, no, there's no chance that someone would guess 7 over the answer of 6.8 in a game where you have to get closest without going over. You just didn't.
No, and then someone's gonna look this up and crush me in the comments and say like, it is 6.8. I did look it up. It's 6.8.
Boom.
Yeah. So sorry. What's the score, Reagan? We good?
Michael has 10 and Brett has 9. So
Wow.
you're getting close.
All right, here we go. What does the average date night cost? This is the closest without going over to an exact number.
When was this study conducted?
We got to go to the month, by the way.
Yeah.
I believe this study was actually 2022. So it was that.
Date night. So this is not, we're not going out to coffee. This is not,
No, date night.
this is dinner. Dinner's involved too,
Dinner,
probably. Yeah.
Oh man.
I want my
It's
number to
getting
be
close.
clear. I want my number to be clear. Okay.
All right, Michael, what do you have?
I said $57.
Brett?
120.
Oh, 116.
Oh,
Let's go! Let's go!
You pulled that up there.
Let's go, Brett. You're going out with those high rollers. What?
I know, this is screwing me
I'm taking my dates out to Waffle House. You know that? Wow. Where are you guys going? Dorsia or something? Wow.
Now, this is a gentleman's game. There's always a chance here. Michael, you could wager your points for a double or nothing bonus question.
Oh yeah, can I?
You
Oh,
can.
could I, Ben? Hold on. You're telling me I could either win right now, or I could, without any reason whatsoever, lose. You're saying?
Precisely,
You're saying
yeah.
that? Oh yeah. Well, that. No, I'm taking my win.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And
we-
there you have it.
Can we get the bonus just to hear what the question was?
Sure. Are you ready? There's a lot on the line here. All right. Focus up. Bonus
Okay.
question. How did Matt Walsh meet his wife?
No, I won't give the answer I was going to give because I like Alyssa Walsh. I'm not going to. If it were just insulting Matt, my answer I would give anything.
If Brett knows the answer, can she get any points?
Oh, well, there are no points to it anyway. So I do want to try to guess at least before.
I think I know what it is.
I would love to give a hint, but I'm very fair and balanced, so I won't do that.
I think I've heard the answer before, but like all people in politics and media, when I was hearing something about anyone else, I was just thinking of something that concerned me. So I didn't process it.
I actually had to double check my source here. I was messaging someone in the inner circle. It was like, just to confirm, this is true.
I don't, it's really difficult because on the one hand, Alyssa Walsh is great. So that implies certain contexts. But on the other hand, Matt is Matt. So like that implies other contexts where I don't know. I don't know how the two meet. I don't know. I give up. I have no clue.
I think they met on a dating app.
No.
Not like an app. I think like online, like if it was Plenty of Fish or Match, but I'm pretty sure.
The correct answer is Match.com.
Yes!
Really?
I knew it. I remember that story. And I remember there was a time where he was talking about how I think he was working at the radio station or something like that, and he was like dead broke. And then Alyssa clipped that on Twitter and was tweeting about it and was like, I saw something in him. You know, we made no money, but he had like so much passion. And, you know, when I saw him on Match.com, and I always thought that was so funny, now it came in handy.
Wow. That's amazing. I think Brett deserves half a point for that.
I agree.
Whatever the maximum amount of points where I still get to win.
But you
that's
still
what
win?
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow.
Well, to the victor goes the spoils. So, Brett Cooper, would you please give Michael a 30-second commercial for why people should watch The Michael Knowles Show?
Of course. Viewers, you should be watching The Michael Knowles Show because if you are not, you would miss the greatest opening to any podcast, any YouTube show in the history of YouTube. You see this man spinning on a desk, which just speaks to his joy, his hopefulness, his positivity as he gives you the news, as he talks about relationships and dating and faith, and it all is summed up in that amazing spin on his desk.
And stunning masculinity.
Stunning.
You don't want to forget that. Brett,
Stunning.
that was a beautiful ad read, and I greatly appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. If you haven't already, head over to the comment section with Brett Cooper's YouTube page, subscribe, and binge watch absolutely everything. And please write in this comment section and let us know who you'd like to see and what topic to cover in the next episode of Face Off.